It's week 17, championship week, and we're going to look at the Sunday games matchup by matchup to see how the fantasy points can be scored in these games, see who are the must starts, the sneaky starts, the guys we want to bench. We're pretty much talking about everybody in the Sunday matchups and the Monday night matchups to help you out with your lineup decisions. Also, you need to drop your start-sit questions in the comment section below. Every Saturday in the must-start video, I help you guys out with those. I toss some ideas to you. Sometimes I give you a couple options. Sometimes it's straight up. But I try to help you out the best I can. I usually answer all of them by Saturday night before I go to bed. Drop those in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button right now. You need to do that because next year, week 1, I'll be here for you on Saturday to help you with your questions. At least do that for you every single week. We go over the waiver wire. We go deep on the waiver wire multiple times during the week. On top of that, we deep dive those trending players, those guys who are getting hurt, those guys coming up the depth chart and everything else with the You Need series. Click that button. Stop missing out. First matchup we're looking at today, Jets and Bills. 46.5 over-under. You're looking at the Bills side. Josh Allen has been cooking. James Cook's got an okay matchup. He did well against the Jets last time, and he's getting a lot of volume. I don't see many people sitting James Cook anyways in fantasy. That's how we call it. If we see someone as an easy start for most people, it is what it is. Khalil Shakir, Amari Cooper, Keon Coleman. I think the volume is going to be spread around. Khalil Shakir is usually the simpler guy. Keon Coleman's the big play guy. Amari Cooper, we've been wishing for a little bit more, especially the same with Dalton and Cade throughout the year. Breece Hall's got a good matchup here. Should be getting good volume. Should be getting some targets out of the backfield. DeVonta Adams has the Q going into this game. Watch his status. Garrett Wilson and Adams, both healthy. They're going to get all the targets. They're going to get all the opportunity. Tyler Conklin is an up-and-down fantasy asset. But we got a 46 over-under here, and if we hold to that, like Vegas is saying, some ancillary players might do something. Maybe like a Ray Davis as a sneaky guy. Maybe Tyler Conklin on the other side of the ball. Maybe one of the other running backs between Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis scores. Something like that. But if we hold to that 46-point total and maybe hit the over on that, if this game does that, some ancillary player will hit. Because usually more points scored means more fantasy points scored. And that being said, ancillary players, guys you're not looking for, might do something. Panthers and Bucks. On the Panthers side, Chuba Hubbard's done. He's going to IR. We got a big effect here at the running back position. It's probably going to be spread out at running back between Mike Boone and Raheem Blackshear. Velus Jones might get some targets. Honestly, okay matchup for the Panthers when you look at a 48 over-under and the volume and workload. However, Tampa Bay has been stout against the run lately and allowing fantasy points to running backs. I don't trust this matchup in general. I look at them as touch merchants, and I don't trust it too much. However, if I'm hurting that bad, then sure. But whenever I get a start-sit question with Blackshear or Boone, usually the other answer is the better answer. Bryce Young with a 48 over-under in this matchup against Tampa Bay, against a team that will push the pace against them, could be an okay QB2 for you with some upside. Adam Thielen might be a sneaky play for you. Xavier Legette's got the Q. He's questionable in this matchup. That's what they're saying. Jalen Coker on the outside. Would not be surprised if he's our surprise player from this matchup. Mike Evans has been hot. Jalen McMillan's been hot. Look at those two guys. Good matchup for the running backs here, Bucky, Irving, and Rachaad White. That being said, whoever gets it, gets it. Baker Mayfield's got a good matchup here. I think the ball's going to be flowing pretty good in this matchup. I think we will have a decent, fast-paced game with good scoring. I'm not saying it's going to hit the over. I'm not going to say it's going to be at 48, but it could be like 45 plus or something like that, which is very good for a matchup like this. Pay attention to this matchup. Ancillary players that could hit, that could surprise you. Maybe one of the running backs from the Panthers. And then looking at Tampa Bay, Sean Tucker possibly. And then just looking at like a Raheem Jarrett or something like that. Cowboys, Eagles. Another rough one. Jalen Hurts is out. We got Kenny Pickett starting. So a downgrade to A.J. Brown, DeVonta Smith. But Kenny Pickett will push it downfield to A.J. Brown. And I don't think any of you guys are looking to bench A.J. Brown unless you're absolutely blessed at wide receiver. Grant Calcaterra takes a step back, but you're looking at the Cowboys here. Yeah, Rico Dowdle getting touches. It'll be a touch merchant in this matchup. Not a guy you're super excited about. CeeDee Lamb's out. So Brandin Cooks, Jalen Tolbert's questionable. What's Cooper Rush going to do here? Cooks might get a fair amount of targets. It may be ugly, though. Jake Ferguson might get volume. I look for this to be an ugly game. Vegas is saying it's going to be an ugly game at a 38 over-under. Saquon Barkley is like your safest play because you know running backs do well against the Cowboys. You know if he gets green in front of him, he's going to eat up large chunks of yardage. You know that Eagles are more likely going to move the football and do it much better than what the Cowboys are doing. They got better pieces on offense right now than what the Cowboys are working with. Saquon Barkley's the safest play. Next is A.J. Brown. Nothing's really safe on the Cowboys. That being said, it's another sketchy matchup. Colts, Giants. We got an over-under of 40 here. They're saying the matchup's not looking good. Anthony Richardson out. Joe Flacco's in. So a little bump up for Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, and maybe even A.D. Mitchell if you're that deep. If you're that deep into things. Jonathan Taylor. We're looking at the running backs right now on Saturday and previous. Looking good for the week. Looking good at the week, especially when you're looking at the injuries. When you're looking at the Giants, Tyrone Tracy's banged up from what I read, but he doesn't have the Q by his name on the site. Drew Lock, he'll push it to Malik Nabers. He's got the Q by his name. You're watching him. If not, you'll pay attention to Darius Slayton. Only in a deeper league. Don't get funky with your monkey in the playoffs. Do not do that. But if you're in a deeper league, 16, 18, 20 plus, there you go, because he'll get those deep targets. However, it's not going to be as great with Drew Lock. Wando Robinson is getting volume with Lock, so something to pay attention to if you're looking for a what-the-heck play. Daniel Bellinger, I do not see many people starting him. That being said, with Flacco in there, you got a little bit more promise with those Colts wide receivers. Raiders Saints, 38 over-under. Vegas saying championship week for the fantasy playoffs is a little sketchy, and we know that with the injuries. We know that with this matchup, too. When you're looking at both these teams, there's hardly anybody to trust here. Brock Bowers, you trust. You trust because he's one of the better rookie tight ends to ever come out. That being said, I don't see many people benching him, even though it could be a low game. I mean, it could be. We got 38 over-under. We got Aiden O'Connell versus Spencer Rattler tomorrow. That ain't great. Kendre Miller's getting another shot here, but it is against the Raiders, so we might get some green. This could be a sneaky play, considering last week, like we said, the game script wasn't going to be in his favor, and we were hoping for a touchdown, and we were hoping for him to start hot. Neither of that happened. This is a more advantageous matchup. The spread here is at 1.5. Last week's spread was at 14. That is another indicator for that. That is what Vegas is saying. Kendre Miller could be your sneaky play. Maybe it's Jamal Williams. Maybe it's Jordan Mims. Something at the running back position for the Saints. Spencer Rattler is going to show a little bit more promise, but still look like Spencer Rattler. If you watched him at Oklahoma and South Carolina, you know what I mean. When you're looking at the wide receivers for the Saints, God have mercy on your soul. Alexander Mattison is a good touch merchant for the week. That means he's getting touches and is likely going to do you something, but you're really not guaranteeing anything out of it because it is the Raiders and this offense in this 38 over-under matchup. Jacoby Myers should be getting good targets in this game. He's okay. He's okay. I'll chase those targets if I have to. Titans, Jaguars. Tony Pollard's not playing. He is not going on the plane. He has the flu. He is contagious, so he can't be with the team, and they need a team for Week 18, so he's not traveling. He also has an ankle injury. It's wheels up for Tyjae Spears. He's getting a unique video. He either already got posted or is getting posted right after this one. 40 over under in this matchup. 39.5. So they're not expecting much scoring. The Jacksonville Jaguars, second worst team in the league when it comes to allowing fantasy points to running backs. This is a good matchup for him. However, Vegas is saying it's going to be a low-scoring game, a tight matchup. So that might hamper things. But if you're just looking for a league winner out of nowhere, that's probably going to be Tyjae Spears when you're looking at the matchup here. Calvin Ridley, Nick Westbrook, you're looking at those guys as ancillary players, as gamble pieces. Same thing with just about everything on the Jaguars but Brian Thomas because he got you there. Mac Jones and company you can't really trust. You're looking at Brian Thomas. Brenton Strange might get you a little something in this matchup. Titans can lock it down a little bit and slow things down. Tyjae Spears is going to be your sneaky play. Dolphins and Browns. Tua's doubtful, which means he's got a 25% shot of playing, which means he's not going to play. You're not looking good at the quarterback position. Tyreek Hill's questionable. He may not even suit up. If I'm looking at the quarterback position, I might have a few extra shots of pain coming in next morning. That being said, you're looking at DaVante. I look at him as a very explosive touch merchant. We're looking at 35.5 over under here from Vegas. Vegas is saying, hey, this is going to be an ugly game. It's not going to be fun to watch. Do not even buy tickets for this game. The red zone's barely going to show you much of this matchup. It's going to be so low scoring. That's what that says. We have not seen many point totals that low this year. We have not seen many. We haven't really seen many below 40, 39, 38, honestly. That is a low point total. And the Browns might lose some draft status due to Tua not being in. Jerome Ford might give you something today. Jerry Jeudy, somebody to look at, but you're not trusting the quarterback play in this one. David Njoku's out. Ugly matchup. Packers-Vikings, 48.5 over under. Vegas is liking that game. They're saying there's going to be some action. It's going to be a higher scoring game. When you look at these two teams and you don't look at that, you would guess that yourself, so it makes sense. Jordan Love, good high in QB2, low in QB numbers, maybe more if we can get the pace pushed in this matchup. Josh Jacobs getting the touches out of the backfield. He's been running a little hot, and you got the Vikings here to push the pace. And you got the carousel effect with the Packers wide receivers here. Jaden Reed is the one you're chasing the most due to target share. But any one of these wide receivers can get it on any given Sunday. Christian Watson's questionable going in this matchup. Romeo Doubs running a lot of routes. Tucker Kraft, tight end positions up and down, but you got some volume in this matchup. When you're looking at the other side, Justin Jefferson, nobody's mentioned him. Jordan Addison's got a lot of upside in this matchup, especially if the game script's pushed. Aaron Jones getting workload and volume. I don't see many people sitting him, especially after what we're seeing at the running back position this week. TJ Hawkinson should be seeing some volume. I see some good scoring. I see at least 45 points scored in this game. I see some good volume. I see some good fantasy production. Falcons, Commanders, 47 over under. I said this earlier this week in the waiver wire videos talking about some of these players, that this is a game script that could get pushed. That could be the surprise game for some fantasy assets. The 47 over under says Vegas agrees to an extent. And that being said, Michael Penix could be an okay QB2 for you. Bijan Robinson might get some added opportunities. You're looking at the wide receivers here, Drake London, Darnell Mooney. You might get some shots downfield. Kyle Pitts, he ain't trusting it. He's Kyle Pitts. He gets deeper targets. He's got to fight with that target share with the wide receivers due to that. Not enough targets to go around for him to be a stable asset. But this game script might get pushed, which means an ancillary player, one or two, maybe even one from each team, could do something for you. Jane Daniels might be hot in this matchup. Brian Robinson might get you that touchdown. He's been low in some games when you need him, but he's been hot this year. Terry McLaurin is in this matchup. Deep ball city his way. Zach Ertz getting targets. You're just hoping for that touchdown. Kind of the same thing for Kyle Pitts. You're just hoping something breaks free. I like this game earlier this week, and I think there's potential that it breaks loose. That being said, use this game as a tiebreaker in some iffy lineup decisions. Lions versus Niners, we got a 50.5 over under, and that tells us that you should just be starting all the startable players in this game. Use this game as a tiebreaker for lineup decisions. 50.5 over under. Isaac Arando's playing, just got the text alert on that. So again, good matchup for him. He's explosive, should be getting some opportunity. But this matchup also, it's a good matchup due to the point total. The Lions are good at stuffing running backs. However, a guy like Garando can house it on any given touch. Debo has been running cold. Juwan Jennings can get hot for you. You're just looking at these wide receivers. You need the game script to get pushed. George Kittle, I don't see anybody really benching him because he's George Kittle. Jahmyr Gibbs getting all the work and touches. Probably another league winner in fantasy, but this is a rough matchup against the defense. But the game script should get pushed. Sam Laporta, up and down tight end prospect, but hey, if the volume gets pushed, he's got some upside. Jameson Williams, can we cash in on another big play? Looking at the quarterbacks here, Goff and Purdy, both of them have good upside. The 50.5 over-unders says it's a good tiebreaker for that if you're looking at them versus other quarterbacks. Again, I think one of them is going to hit pretty good for you. The other one might give you iffy production, at least QB2 production. Those are the matchups leading into Sunday and Monday. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.